Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. Having abundant light or illumination. They played as long as it was light. Merriment expressed by a brightness or gleam or animation of countenance. Weak and likely to lose consciousness. Felt light in the head. Marked by temperance and indulgence. A light eater. Having relatively few calories. Light, or light, beer. A condition of spiritual awareness, divine illumination. Follow God's light. Fall to somebody by assignment or lot. Physics, electromagnetic radiation that can produce a visual sensation. The light was filtered through a soft glass window. Used of vowels or syllables, pronounced with little or no stress. A syllable that ends in a short vowel is a light syllable. Cause to start burning, subject to fire or great heat. With few burdens. Experienced travelers travel light. Start or maintain a fire in. A divine presence believed by Quakers to enlighten and guide the soul. Moving easily and quickly, nimble. The dancer was light and graceful. Make lighter or brighter. This lamp lightens the room a bit. The visual effect of illumination on objects or scenes is created in pictures. He could paint the lightest light and the darkest dark. A device for lighting or igniting fuel or charges or fires. Do you have a light? To come to rest, settle. Misfortune lighted upon him. Of sleep, easily disturbed. In a light doze. Casual and unrestrained in sexual behavior. He was told to avoid loose, or light, women. Of sound or color, free from anything that dulls or dims. A light lilting voice like a silver bell. A light from, a horse. Silly or trivial. Light banter. Any device serving as a source of illumination. He stopped the car and turned off the lights. Less than the correct or legal or full amount, often deliberately so. A light pound. Used of color, having a relatively small amount of coloring agent. Light blue. Begin to smoke. An illuminated area. He stepped into the light. A particular perspective or aspect of a situation. Although he saw it in a different light, he still did not understand. A person regarded very fondly. The light of my life. A visual warning signal. They saw the light of the beacon. Characterized by or emitting light. A room that is light when the shutters are open. Demanding little effort, not burdensome. Light housework. Designed for ease of movement or to carry little weight. Light aircraft. Easily assimilated in the alimentary canal, not rich or heavily seasoned. A light diet. Having little importance. Losing his job was no light matter. Intended primarily as entertainment, not serious or profound. Light verse. Mental understanding as an enlightening experience. He finally saw the light. Of comparatively little physical weight or density. A light load. Of little intensity or power or force. The light touch of her fingers. Of the military or industry, using, or being, relatively small or light arms or equipment. Light infantry. Physics, chemistry, not having atomic weight greater than average. Light water as ordinary water. Psychologically light, especially free from sadness or troubles. A light heart. Public awareness. It brought the scandal to light. Used of soil, loose and large-grained in consistency. Light soil. Very thin and insubstantial. Light summer dresses. Not great in degree or quantity or number. A light sentence. The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. Intelligence as manifested in being quick and witty. The location of a visual perception along a continuum from black to white. The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. Its luminosity is measured relative to that of our sun. The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. Having abundant light or illumination. As long as the lighting was good. The act of setting something on fire. Apparatus for supplying artificial light effects for the stage or a film. The craft of providing artificial light. An interior decorator must understand lighting. Merriment expressed by a brightness or gleam or animation of countenance. He had a sparkle in his eye. Put in motion or move to act. Emit or produce sparks. A high-tension wire, brought down by a storm, can continue to spark. Electrical conduction through a gas in an applied electric field. A momentary flash of light. Scottish writer of satirical novels, born in 1918. A small but noticeable trace of some quality that might become stronger. A spark of interest. A small fragment of a burning substance thrown out by burning material or by friction. Merriment expressed by a brightness or gleam or animation of countenance. He had a sparkle in his eye. Emit or produce sparks. The occurrence of a small flash or spark. Reflect brightly. Unquarried marble sparkled on the hillside. Be lively or brilliant or exhibit virtuosity. The musical performance sparkled. The quality of shining with a bright reflected light. Become bubbly or frothy or foaming. Merriment expressed by a brightness or gleam or animation of countenance. There's a perpetual twinkle in his eyes. Emit or reflect light in a flickering manner. Does a constellation twinkle more brightly than a single star? Gleam or glow intermittently. A rapid change in brightness. A brief spark or flash. Weak and likely to lose consciousness. Suddenly felt faint from the pain. Deficient in magnitude. Barely perceptible. Lacking clarity or brightness or loudness, etc. A faint outline. lacking conviction or boldness or courage. Faint heart ne'er won fair lady. Pass out from weakness, physical or emotional distress due to a loss of blood supply to the brain. Lacking strength or vigor. Damning with faint praise. Lacking clarity or distinctness. Only a faint recollection. A spontaneous loss of consciousness caused by insufficient blood to the brain. Indistinctly understood or felt or perceived. A faint clue to the origin of the mystery. Weak and likely to lose consciousness. Lightheaded with wine. Lacking seriousness, given to frivolity. Lightheaded teenagers. Weak and likely to lose consciousness. Lacking seriousness, given to frivolity. Weak and likely to lose consciousness. A swooning fit. Marked by temperance and indulgence. Abstemious with the use of adverbs. Sparing in consumption of especially food and drink. The pleasures of the table, never of much consequence to one naturally abstemious. Having relatively few calories. Having relatively few calories. Light, or light, beer. Having relatively few calories. A low-cal diet. The luminous flux incident on a unit area. A condition of spiritual awareness, divine illumination. Painting or drawing included in a book, especially in illuminated medieval manuscripts. An interpretation that removes obstacles to understanding. The degree of visibility of your environment. Move downward and lower, but not necessarily all the way. The barometer is falling. The act of surrendering, usually under agreed conditions. Come into the possession of. When a wrestler's shoulders are forced to the mat. Fall from clouds. Rain, snow and sleet were falling. Lose an upright position suddenly. A sudden decline in strength or number or importance. The fall of the House of Habsburg. Fall or flow in a certain way. Fall to somebody by assignment or lot. A sudden sharp decrease in some quantity. When that became known, the price of their stock went into free fall. A free and rapid descent by the force of gravity. Touch or seem as if touching visually or audibly. Decrease in size, extent, or range. Come as if by falling. A downward slope or bend. The season when the leaves fall from the trees. In the fall of 1973. The time of day immediately following sunset. They finished before the fall of night. A sudden drop from an upright position. Come under, be classified or included. Fall into a category. Be inherited by. A lapse into sin, a loss of innocence or of chastity. A fall from virtue. A movement downward. The rise and fall of the tides. Assume a disappointed or sad expression. Be born, used chiefly of lambs. Be captured. Be cast down. Be due. Payments fall on the first of the month. Begin vigorously. Come out. Issue. Descend in free fall under the influence of gravity. Die, as in battle or in a hunt. Several deer have fallen to the same gun. Drop oneself to a lower or less erect position. Go as if by falling. Lose office or power. Lose one's chastity. A fallen woman. Move in a specified direction. The line of men fall forward. Occur at a specified time or place. Christmas falls on a Monday this year. Pass suddenly and passively into a state of body or mind. Fall into a trap. Slope downward. The hills around here fall towards the ocean. Suffer defeat, failure, or ruin. We must stand or fall. The lapse of mankind into sinfulness because of the sin of Adam and Eve. To be given by assignment or distribution. To be given by right or inheritance. Yield to temptation or sin. Physics, electromagnetic radiation that can produce a visual sensation. Physics, electromagnetic radiation that can produce a visual sensation. Used of vowels or syllables, pronounced with little or no stress. Used of syllables, carrying no stress. Deficient in magnitude. Barely perceptible. Lacking clarity or brightness or loudness, etc. Weak colors. Used of vowels or syllables, pronounced with little or no stress. A weak stress on the second syllable. Overly diluted. Thin and insipid. Weak tea. Wanting in moral strength, courage, or will. Having the attributes of man as opposed to e.g. divine beings. Lacking bodily or muscular strength or vitality. Deficient in intelligence or mental power. A weak mind. Deficient or lacking in some skill. He's weak in spelling. Likely to fail under stress or pressure. The weak link in the chain. Not having authority, political strength, or governing power. A weak president. Tending downward in price. A weak market for oil stocks. Used of verbs, having standard, or regular, inflection. Wanting in physical strength. A weak pillar. Cause to start burning. Subject to fire or great heat. Great heat can ignite almost any dry matter. Start to burn or burst into flames. Marsh gases ignited suddenly. Start or maintain a fire in. Arouse or excite feelings and passions. The ostentatious way of living of the rich ignites the hatred of the poor. In a small quantity or extent. Apply paint lightly. With few burdens. With little weight or force. She kissed him lightly on the forehead. Indulging with temperance. We eat lightly in the morning. Without good reason. One cannot say such things lightly. With indifference or without dejection. He took it lightly. To a slight degree. Her speech is only lightly accented. Call forth emotions, feelings, and responses. Provide with fuel. Oil fires the furnace. Start firing a weapon. Go off or discharge. The gun fired. The process of combustion of inflammable materials producing heat and light and, often, smoke. Fire was one of our ancestors' first discoveries. Start or maintain a fire in. Fire the furnace. Feelings of great warmth and intensity. Become ignited. The furnace wouldn't fire. The act of firing weapons or artillery at an enemy. Hold your fire until you can see the whites of their eyes. Intense adverse criticism. Clinton directed his fire at the Republican Party. Terminate the employment of. Discharge from an office or position. The boss fired his secretary today. Cause to go off. Fire a gun. Destroy by fire. A fireplace in which a relatively small fire is burning. They sat by the fire and talked. A severe trial. He went through fire and damnation. Bake in a kiln so as to harden. Fire pottery. Drive out or away by or as if by fire. The soldiers were fired. Fuel that is burning and is used as a means for cooking. Put the kettle on the fire. Generate an electrical impulse. The neurons fired fast. Once thought to be one of 4 elements composing the universe, Empedocles. The event of something burning, often destructive. They lost everything in the fire. A divine presence believed by Quakers to enlighten and guide the soul. A divine presence believed by Quakers to enlighten and guide the soul. A divine presence believed by Quakers to enlighten and guide the soul. Carefree and happy and light-hearted. Trilling songs with a lightsome heart. Moving easily and quickly, nimble. A lightsome, buoyant step.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.